His visit to Latin America and reaction from China. We're joined by Victor Gao in Beijing. He's a current affairs commentator and international relations expert. Victor, welcome back to the show. Is Abe trying to play catch up to China as he begins his five-nation Latin American tour shortly after she left?
Well, first of all, I think if Japan continues to pursue a policy of peace and a commitment to no war, then the whole world, including Latin America, will be big enough for both China and Japan to do the investment, do the trade, etc. And I would say the more the better, because countries and peoples in Latin America would need investment from Japan and from China. Now, on the other hand, I think Prime Minister Abe has a tradition and track record of bad-mouthing about China during his overseas visits and try to rally other countries to join him in his attempt to encircle China. For that, I think we have a big problem with him. And I hope countries in Latin America, including those countries that Prime Minister Abe will visit, will be alert to this kind of tactics that Prime Minister Abe most likely will practice. On the other hand, I think if Abe forever wants to make Japan a non-permanent member of the Security Council, or even, as Japan claims, a permanent member of the Security Council of the United States, his effort will not be success.
Well, I want to ask you
if he does not get the vote from the permanent member states of the Security Council at present.
Well, I want to get to that in just a moment. Definitely want to spend more time on that. But how would you say that Japan's goals are different than China's on a trip like this? And what do you think Shinzo Abe is trying to accomplish? What is the strategy here?
I think Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is on the wrong track because he keeps denying Japan's responsibility for the atrocities in the Second World War. He tries to amend the pacifist constitution. He tries to break away from the restrictions on Japan which were put on it after its unconditional surrender in the Second World War. He wants to be a troublemaker in the world. He wants to destabilize peace and stability in the northeastern part of Asia. For that, I think not only countries like China and South Korea are very much firmly opposed to that. I think peace-loving countries throughout the world should be on alert. No country should practice appeasement for the attempt to remilitarize Japan, because that will create another curse for the peace and stability in the northeastern part of Asia.
And Victor, that brings me back to what you were mentioning earlier. As you mentioned, Abe will appeal for support for a non-permanent Security Council seat in just a few days at a Caribbean summit meeting in Trinidad and Tobago. What do you make of it, and do you think he will get any support? There will be a lot of nations there.
I think if Japan is really serious of playing a bigger role for international peace and stability, including, for example, becoming a non-permanent member state of the Security Council, or even, as they claim, a permanent member of the Security Council of the United Nations, then Japan really need to set the record straight. That is, they need to denounce the war atrocities that the Japanese imperialists created in the Second World War. They need to completely break away from that war legacy in the Second World War. They really need to stick to the pacifist constitution. They need to stick to their commitment of launching no more war and no more using war as an instrument of the state. If Japan is not serious about that, they will get nowhere in the world, despite of all the efforts they want to put in. It's a futile attempt, for the record.
All right, Victor Gao joining us from Beijing. As always, we appreciate your perspective and insight.
Thank you very much.